Brought to you by Penguin.
The Art of Danish Living. How to Find Happiness in and Out of Work by Meik Wiking. Read by Nikolas Salmon. Chapter 1. Work Joy. I still remember my first day working at the Royal Danish Ministry of Foreign Affairs. I had been to an interview with the deputy head of the Department for Africa and visited the building just once before. I was looking forward to starting work. Shortly after arriving, I met my interviewer again. She welcomed me and introduced me to the head of the office. "So, you are the new guy," he said. "What languages do you speak?" "English, Danish, and Sønderjysk," I replied. Sønderjysk is the dialect of Danish that is spoken in the part of Denmark where I grew up, close to the German border. It is very difficult to understand even for other Danes, so I would argue it could be called a separate language. I thought that was very funny, but my new boss did not. "You don't speak French?" he replied. "Then what are you doing here?" Before I could muster a single "pardon," he was on his way, with the deputy office manager by his side and my self-esteem crushed under his shoes. He may have had a point. Benin, Burkina Faso, Congo, and many other countries in Africa have French as the official language, so I could see the sense in hiring people who speak French. I didn't understand why he wanted to rub that in my face on my very first day, though. However, I soon learned that I was not the only one he was displeased with. "You are an idiot," he once yelled at another student assistant, and I heard him ask a third whether she had brain malaria. For a person who should excel in diplomacy, he had very little diplomatic sense. During that time, I was still studying, and my professor in economics was simply brilliant. There were 3 different professors teaching the same course, and we students could go to any of the classes. In the 2 other classes, there were 5 or 6 students attending. In Anders' class, there were 200 students. He was excellent at communicating complex issues in a manner that was easy to understand, and furthermore, he was a really nice and jolly fellow. After my final economics exam, Anders asked if I would be interested in starting as his intern at a think tank called Monday Morning, focusing on welfare and sustainability. I said yes at once. The following week, I went into my boss's office at the Department for Africa and gave my notice. He was not happy that they now had to train someone new for my position. I had been there for 10 months. In the movie version, I would have given my notice in French. The sky was a special kind of blue as I cycled home that afternoon. The point of the story is, there are many things in life that are wonderful. Going on holiday, having fun with your friends, eating a delicious dinner. But have you ever quit a job that was bad for your mental health? If not, then hopefully you will find some inspiration in this book. But we should aim higher than just quitting crappy jobs. This book is about raising the bar for happiness at work. It is about how we can shape and create work and workplaces that allow us to thrive. More than a decade ago, I founded the Happiness Research Institute, and I have worked there ever since. I know it sounds like a magical place, and people imagine our office to be packed with unicorns and fudge, and that my schedule for Monday is ice cream, ice cream, ice cream, lunch, puppies, puppies, puppies. That is unfortunately not the case. We look less at unicorns and puppies, and more at randomized controlled trials and peer-reviewed papers. But my superpower of being a naive Danish happiness researcher means that I believe work can and should be a source of happiness. That is also the premise and promise of this book, that work can be fun and fulfilling, if we design it right. In this book, we will look at what drives happiness at work. We will consider which...
Sample complete. Ready to continue?